Yeah, so I think I have, for being at Philips Ventures, quite not the normal story, because really my background is healthcare. That lasted for almost 2 years, and then the startup failed because of a legislation change in the Dutch government. And then from the one day to the other, we didn't have a business model anymore. And what I saw happening there is that the biggest problem I believe healthcare is facing right now is
Koen, thanks a lot for being with us today. It was great to having you at Titan. We have Koen Harms from Philips Ventures. You're the director of strategy there. First of all, how does it feel to be at Titan today?
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice to see the environment, and already, even now it's not open yet, you feel the vibrant space and much lightning, and I think this really could be a great startup hub. So looking forward to everything that's going to happen here.
Nice, and to have you at the opening, of course.
Yeah.
On the 7th of September. But yeah, Koen, what's your path within Philips Ventures? How long have you been there? Tell us your story a little bit.
Yeah, so I think I have, for being at Philips Ventures, quite not the normal story, because really my background is healthcare, and I did a lot of innovation in healthcare. So I worked at a health insurance company, always trying to innovate with technology. How could we improve healthcare? How could we improve outcomes? How could we finance better of innovation? Then I moved what I call to the front of innovation in that health insurance company, building new startups from that health insurance perspective. And at a certain moment, I thought, maybe I can do this myself. So I founded the startup myself, and I pitched the idea to the board of the health insurance company. They said, great idea. Let's try and do this together. That lasted for almost 2 years, and then the startup failed because of a legislation change in the Dutch government. And then from the one day to the other, we didn't have a business model anymore. That was definitely a learning on how a startup can also be affected by external things you cannot influence. Yeah. Or limit influence. But I really start believing there that, especially in healthcare, startup corporate collaboration is extremely important, because the corporates have the power and the startups have the innovative ideas and the methods and the time to pivot. With that belief, I sort of made the next steps also in my career. So I did some strategy consulting, really helping corporates to collaborate with startups. Then at a certain moment, I didn't do anything in healthcare anymore. And I thought, I miss this. And then, of course, doors open when you open your mind for things. So I moved to Roche, where they have what I see in healthcare and maybe even across the world in different markets, a transformation in their business model. And this is also what I see at Philips. So on the one hand, you see that companies started and growing to be a manufacturing company, delivering devices, and then all those devices got connected and they started gathering data, and with data comes software, and with software and data, the business model changed, because they don't have only to push the product, they also have a more service level or SaaS models that need to be in place, and all those companies have a really difficult time with that. So in Roche, I start developing that. And what I saw happening there is that the biggest problem I believe healthcare is facing right now is siloed data and lack of interoperability between solutions. So you see that in healthcare, we have amazing solutions, like really on paper, a lot of things and a lot of issues we have in healthcare can be solved. Although the main factor is that the data is not flowing from one data silo to the other, and thereby the whole solutions do not fit. And this is something that we as Philips really want to solve by seeing how could we collaborate with startups at scale.
Wow, really, really cool to hear also that you were part also of the other side. So you were also like a startup founder for some time. So I guess you really are the perfect person to be in a role like the one you are in now. But then the question is, like, with the Philips Ventures, how are you guys fueling founders to fix the future right now? Since that's, at the non-group, that's our motto. So yeah, that's something nice to ask you.
Yeah, so in my view, always, for example, a corporate or an investor should bring way more than just financing. As a corporate, we have a lot of infrastructure and we have a lot of things where we're good at. We also have a lot of things that we're not good at that could be brought by founders and their companies. As Philips, I really believe that we should leverage our infrastructure where we're good at for the sake of innovation, for the sake of founders, and together grow the market. One example maybe is in that we have our sales channels across the whole globe. So if a solution is ready to scale, we can help founders to scale across their markets.
And you're ready for it. So that's nice to
Yes.
hear. And then also maybe going back to the founder perspective, if there would be one advice that you want to give to startups on how they can really in the best way collaborate with someone like Philip Ventures or Philips in general, what would that advice be?
Yeah, it depends a bit on the type of startup you are. So I think there are differences between are you a product or are you a software solution. Focusing on software right now, check if they are capable by doing integrations with your solutions that take less than a few days or even maximum a month. Because integrating for corporates in the current phase of the technology transformation is definitely a hurdle. And for startup founders, make sure that that core element is capable to be done by a corporate. Otherwise, you cannot generate business.
Okay. Makes sense. Pretty clear. I hope that the founders listening will find this useful. And then maybe, I don't know, if you want to share like a success story, from Philips Ventures of a collaboration that was really successful and like maybe also, highlighting the elements of like why it was so successful.
Yeah. So what we started looking at is really how could adjacent solutions make the value of our value propositions better. So what we are as Philips is a global company that's providing a lot of solutions that are in the core of healthcare. For example, an electronic medical record. And an electronic medical record has a lot of other solutions that could be increasing the total value of an electronic medical record, but we're not providing it, and probably we can never provide it as well. So what I would say, what we now started doing, and we are doing that in Latin America, is opening up and creating open APIs around our solution. And now we see that the first 10 startups are connected to that open APIs, and they are getting used also by our customers, and we help them co-market. And due to that, we also even see that the sales of our solutions are increasing because customers value that we create that open layer around our software. And this is, in my view, and hopefully it's the start of really building an ecosystem, because eventually that's the thing I believe corporates should be able to do, to leverage their position, to create that ecosystem, to let innovation flourish and let the market decide on how that innovation is being used.
Incredible. Well, I hope as a non-group we can be part of that ecosystem and, or at least like, witness it and see it. And for the rest, thanks a lot for being here with us today. See you on the 7th of September.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.